Okay, Jenn Hawks, question for you. You're from Jackson, Wyoming. You and Chris have your home there. You grew up in Idaho Falls. What's your favorite thing to do in Jackson?
Summer or winter?
Let's say summer.
Surfing behind the boat with the Tetons in the background on Jackson Lake.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, what got you into digestive health?
When I was young, I went to the doctor a lot because I had low-grade, so-called infections, had I had my chemistry then. And they put me on antibiotics. So I had a ton of antibiotics, literally up until the time I was 18 and able to really control the situation. So that left me with a lot of digestive distress. It left me with leaky gut, adrenal fatigue, and all the other stuff that goes along with that.
Why does an antibiotic leave you with a lot of trouble?
Ultimately, it killed all of my flora.
All the microflora goes away. All right, let's click to the first slide here. Are you interested in learning a little bit more about the human biome and high-frequency food that might help with that? Okay, let's do this. Here's the problem. Not many know that we have this invisible force field not just surrounding us, like Charles Schultz Peanuts comic strip with, was it Pigpen? Yeah. Kind of walk around and you have this dust storm. Most of us don't know that we have this force field living in and around our body, inside of us, in our gut. The other is that most of us don't know that we actually have 6 major biomes. We often just think about the gut. So we'll talk about that. There are also 5,000 unique strains. One strain, you might be familiar with Yakult, the little product that you can buy in Europe, and it has bifidobacteria. One strain. Most cheeses will have a couple strains, sauerkraut, maybe up to 6 strains. But there are 5,000 unique strains that are actually have been identified in the human body, and only 40 that are commercially available have been clinically tested that we can actually consume on a regular basis. So there's a lot of research and a lot of things that need to happen in the coming years to really get into what are these 5,000 and how do they work into the body. I think that's just really important to say so that we understand that. So what happens with low microbial diversity?
Low microbial diversity leads to a lot of health issues. An unhealthy biome creates not only gut imbalances, but when we talk about these 6 major other biomes, we're looking at urinary issues. We're looking at lung issues, eyes, reproductive,
skin,
psoriasis, eczema, those type of things.
Let's go to that next slide.
Oh.
Literally, the human microbiome is connected to a host of conditions and problems. Now, we do not have permission from Disney or Pixar to use Violet, but we're going to show you this just to really emphasize the point that when you have a strong, diverse microbiome with lots of genus and species, you're healthier, you have a higher quality of life, and you can control whether or not you have an unhealthy microbiome or an unhealthy microbiome or a healthy microbiome. Now you have to be careful because your microbiome and you have this symbiotic relationship. You have to be careful because your microbiome might want to, microbiome. Sometimes my microbiome likes to break dance a little bit, and I'm not very good at it. We are not very good at it, but you've got to have a good relationship with your microbiomes. So here they all are. Now they're represented by this little force field. But as Jenn said, the digestive, the urobiome, the respiratory biome, the ocular biome, the skin biome, and the reproductive biome. Now, there are minor biomes inside of each one of those. So where would your oral biome be? That's a part of the respiratory biome, right? So anything that's exposed to the environment, where do these healthy floras, healthy viruses, healthy fungi, and also the opposite come from? They come from the dust of the earth, the environment. And so it's important that anything that it's exposed to our bodies, that we take in the right thing.
And that's one thing. I had no clue. I was not able to connect the dots that I knew my digestive distress was happening, but I had urinary stuff happening. I had reproductive stuff happening. I had skin stuff happening. All of a sudden, these 6 systems were affected by such an intricate thing. And it all started in my gut.
Awesome. Let's go to diversity. So this starts really early. There are still some medical doctors that believe that in utero is completely sterile. It is not. It is sterile from pathogenic bacteria, but it is not sterile from what mom is exposing baby to, which are healthy flora. The reason that we know anything about prebiotics, probiotics, postbiotics is because of mom and her systems. And so baby's exposed to all this healthy flora. If you go to the next slide, you can also see that diversity decreases with age. Why? Because that's what we eat. That's what we expose ourselves to. Just a little bit of lactobacillus, acidophilus, and bifidobacterium. You got 5,000 strains. But we need more diversity, and the more diversity that you have, you go to the next slide, we actually increase that health of the microbiome. There are so many factors that play a critical role in the biome growth health. All right, next slide. We're going to bang through these. Starts with mom and dad on Stanford University. So we have trillions of cells throughout our body. We have equal to that amount of healthy flora in our body. Some studies suggest that we have 10 times more microbes. And Stanford identified that we actually have a unique microbial set. And so if you go to the next slide, the competitive solutions we talked about, cheese, yogurts, sauerkraut, they don't have the combinations. They don't have the adequate amounts of strains. They don't have the genus, the species. They come with often high sugar, high calories, and they've awesome. There are some out there that are double encapsulated. The thing that I don't personally like about that is that it skips what the body naturally is trying to do for you. The strains, of course, need to get where they need to get, and we'll talk about what we're using, but it's also important not to enterically coat something. It's important that we allow our stomach acid to protect the body from what it needs to be protected by. And so you're not going to see in the things that we're offering any of these patterns that skip what the biological natural processes are in the body. And the last thing is that they're unaffordable. So if we go to the next slide. Oh, beyond DNA. So if you go to the identical twins, 2 twins, this is a landmark study, one healthy, one unhealthy. The unhealthy one wanted to be healthy, and so what did they do? They did transported the healthy microbes from sister who is healthy to the unhealthy sister, and through that process, they were able to help her become healthy. And I don't have the after photos, but it's an impressive thing, and that study has been replicated multiple times. When you change your microbiome, you can become who you want to become. So excellent things there. Is it possible to live a healthier, longer life? keeping our microbiome healthy. Here is a lady that lived until she was 115 years old. Healthy aging is linked to a healthy microbiome. Make sure to laugh a lot, drink a lot of water, get restful sleep, but microbiome is really, really important. She read a lot of books when she was interviewed as a centurion.
Okay, these are great, but how do we get all of that? We have nothing for you.
We have developed a high-frequency food. It has prebiotics, probiotics, postbiotics, healthy viruses, healthy fungi. Any microbe that you need in your system is in this product. Also, let's go to the next slide. We'll go through the...
We actually don't have any.
Now, hold on just a second. We're not going to try it yet. Let's skip to the next slide. We're going to try it with the next product because we put them in the same pouch. So you'll get to try that here in just a minute, and we'll cue that up. But here is the solution. We won't go through all of it, but you've got the pre, the pro, the phages, the postbiotics, the 10 unique mushrooms, all of the fungi that you need. Let's go to the next slide.
But wait, I want to stop there.
Oh, go.
This is important.
Yes.
Why do we have pre, pro, and post? We have to have that because if you think about your biome as a garden, right? You have to weed your garden. You have to fertilize your garden. And then you have to protect it from outside invaders. So we have the pre as the fertilizer. We have the pro as weeding. And we have the post as protection. But then we also have some other, we have the
targeted assassins.
The targeted assassins.
They go after that E. coli, salmonella, those bacteriophages
Salmonella,
are so
E.
awesome.
coli, streptococcus.
Yes.
Anyway, I wanted you all to know, like, we have this beautiful garden in our belly, and we have these specific probiotics in there, or biotics in there for a reason.
Love it. We're going to go through some more comparisons. You want some more? Yes. High frequency certified. Why? The healthy flora, and I almost said the word bugs, but they are bugs. They're healthy little bugs, helpful little bugs. They help you break dance, remember? Not very well, but they'll help you do many miraculous things. They're high frequency certified because they're alive. They're emitting light. They're working with our system. Prebiotics are the food for the probiotics. The postbiotics are after a probiotic's done all that it can, then the body breaks that down, and it's turned into metabolites, which the cells use for energy. It's amazing. So let's go to the next slide. Here's how you use it. It's one a day.
It's so simple.
One per day. If you want to get the very best benefit, include it with a meal that includes a lot of fat, healthy fat, and it works even better with that. Always take everything with a balanced diet, a healthy lifestyle. Of course, you want to avoid high temperature foods because we want to keep it high frequency. These are stomach-resistant strains. They work with the stomach. There are a lot of them.
Think of them as live. They're live.
Yeah. Let's go to that next slide. How many billion CFUs? Oh my goodness.
You guys, 31 billion CFUs.
That's a lot.
Is a good amount of CFUs, really.
Yeah. How many
Bacteria.
total microbes? 45 plus microbes. 2 unique prebiotics, 4 healthy virus strains, 10 fungi. You got the postbiotics in there. You got 2 of those. And then for all of those benefits. So what's the cost per day? $1.33 a day. $46, 34 points on subscription. Next slide. Is eating yogurt enough? No way.
Can you guys imagine eating 20 cups of yogurt to get literally 2 to 3
a lot
strains?
of sugar. Next slide. Some
Or
people
think about the bloat that this would cause.
Next slide. Oh my gosh, you'd have to spend a lot of money, $137 to get all of what you get in AO Biome. Culturelle, Activia, Alive, some of your top selling brands at Costco, Yakult's another, they just come with only a couple of strains. And you really need that diversity. Next slide. There's your supplement facts. I will tell you that there is a big lean. And when I mean a lean, this product has been developed for lots of things. But I'm going to say maybe the tip of the spear of all of the benefits is metabolic health and keeping a lean figure. There are so many great studies. You can see how it's broken down, but you've got that metabolic healthy weight strain up top.
Biome helps to support the integrity of your gut. We just saw all of that. But what happened was, that was just the beginning of the health issues. One of the other things that happened was other things were breaking down. Problem number one is we are all so busy. We don't take the time to even think about what our next meal is. Or maybe we do, some of us. But we are on the go. We're running from job to job. We're running to pick up the kids. We're running to do different things. We have a task list that's 10 miles long. And we never take the time to actually sit down, take some deep breaths, chew our food, let it digest, take a walk. That's a problem. Problem number two is, as we get older, why do we all have to get older and everything breaks down? But the digestive system breaks down. We're not even able to break down the foods that we're eating, let alone with all the other busy lifestyle things that we have. We have teeth that chew things. Once it goes past our teeth, we don't have teeth in our stomach. So how do we help our body break down the excess food that gets in there that needs to be broken down? So breaking down food isn't just about, you think about whatever your lunch is. It's about proteins. It's about carbohydrates, fats, phytonutrients, vitamins and minerals, because we need all of those to have a healthy lifestyle. So it is really about supporting our metabolism as a whole, because it's struggling despite all the food that we have.
How many of you struggle with breaking down certain foods? Raise your hand. How many of you don't know that if you struggle breaking down foods? I promise you, you all struggle with something. And until you start taking an enzyme, you don't know it.
But not just any enzyme. Most people, how many of you after a meal, you're like, oh, my pants feel so tight? That's the worst feeling. Good. So we do have competitive solutions. However, I've been in this industry for a long time, and it's really hard to find such a combination of amazing products. So most products on the line, either they are missing key nutrients, they are full of fillers, they don't contain adequate amount of enzymes, they lack targeted ingredients, a lot of them are synthetic. This is my favorite. They don't have tummy-taming ingredients. What are tummy-taming ingredients? We're gonna get to that.
I've taken a lot of digestive enzymes in my life, and it's one of the reasons is I was born allergic to dairy products, and so I had to take goat's milk, things like that. I was the kid in line that at the cafeteria was asking for special things. But the digestive enzymes that I've taken, they break down foods, but sometimes there is a little bit of rumbling that happens, and that can be uncomfortable.
And embarrassing for some people. So what do we do?
Yes. We'll go through the usage, but you want to take that right before lunch. This is the perfect time to take it.
Perfect time to take it. So one of the things about these two products is, well, they are near and dear to my heart, for sure. Sorry. Isn't that crazy? We're launching a product and I'm crying. That's right. It's my baby. I've always wanted to help develop a product, and these guys made it possible. So. Okay, enough of the tears. This product is incredible. It's incredible because it contains the right cocktail of enzymes, but it also has bile extracts, and it also has other cofactors that go along with it, including those tummy tamer ingredients. Girls, ladies, men too, that bloat, it gets to go away. There are 17 high-frequency enzymes in here, including the bacteriophages, which essentially, just like in Biome you see, you're going to have these healthy viruses that are going in and eating up the bacteria so that your other good, healthy probiotic or healthy biotics have the right foods. And tummy tamers.
Tummy tamer blend. That tummy tamer blend is awesome.
Thank you.
There are the primary benefits. Very unique formula. There's nothing like having something exclusive that you can't get anywhere else.
It is really hard to find enzymes that also have all the other cofactors involved. It's really hard. I don't think it actually exists, to be honest with you. So these are also helping with not only breakdown food, but helping with anti-inflammatory aspects. They are also helping with metabolism and metabolic health. They're increasing your minerals by helping you absorb your micro and your macro minerals from your foods. Yeah.
This is an amazing formula. Each one of the innovations that we've been talking to you about are patent pending. You need to know that that's important to us to protect the IP that we have. And so you just can't get anything else like that here with all of these excellent benefits and features. The secondary benefits.
One of the other benefits. We all know that taking a digestime 20 minutes before a meal or so helps us break down food. But did you know that if you would take it between meals, it can act as a proteolytic enzyme? A proteolytic enzyme is a whole different way of taking a digestive enzyme. So it's for skin, it's for wound healing, it's for inflammatory responses of your body, joint pain, and it helps break down scar tissue.
This is a highly demonstratable product, so if you want to see the enzymes breaking down something, get a little petri dish, put a food item in there, sprinkle that with the enzymes with a little bit of water, and watch it go to work. It may not be photographic, but you'll see some cool things happening. Here are those uses that we talked about. So you want to take 1 to 3 capsules daily. We're suggesting to take it 20 minutes before each meal. It takes you about 45 minutes to really get through either a snack or a meal.
Now, what happens if you forget? I mean, because we all forget. Or, you know, we're on the fly and we're just like, oh my gosh, I need to eat, but I didn't take my enzyme 20 minutes before. Just take it.
Yeah, just take it.
Just take it. Even if it's 15 minutes after your meal, just take it.
We have so many testimonials on this product because of the work that we did before leading up to this. And talk to Deb Durfee, talk to Marcy, talk to Corinne, talk to Jenn, talk to Kai, talk to Shelby, talk to myself, but we have several others that we'll be showing you.
Now, I will say before we go a whole lot further, when you start taking these products, there's a very good possibility some things may change.
What might
Listen,
that
I love
be?
to talk about poop, and I'll talk about it all day, but to save you all, just, you may have some irregular bowel movements for a minute. You might feel a little thirstier. You might have a little bit more bloating. You might have a little bit more rumbling than normal, but that will subside because everything has to calm down and you have to get that terrain exactly where it needs to be.
It's pressing the reset button, and sometimes a reboot comes with some symptoms associated with that. Be patient with yourself. I will say, in researching, the #1 impact or natural consequence of consuming a really, really diverse probiotic, prebiotic, postbiotic, healthy phage cocktail with all the fungi is that your first bowel movement may be larger than you're used to.
It also
There might be some more heft and weight to that.
Okay.
It's a great experience, but just watch for it. I knew that we would talk about poop somehow.
Hey, listen,
in
I
all
will
of this.
always bring poop into the conversation. Always. Ask my husband. Doesn't matter where we are.
We get in these meetings as the first one to say poop. Let's see who can do it. All right. All right, last slide.
All right, all of these ingredients. I do want to touch on a couple because I think there are a couple in here that are my favorite. We have the common ones, the amylase, the protease, the lipase, invertase, cellulase. But one of the ones that I absolutely love is the betaine. Betaine at the top, second one down. Betaine acts as so many key components to digestion because hydrochloric acid, so betaine, HCl, hydrochloric acid, is our first line of defense in our digestive system. So if you have organisms coming in on your food, that is your first line of defense. So it helps to essentially try to eliminate those before they get down into your small intestine, large intestine. Another one I really love is that bile extract. That had to be in there because we really need help with all of the foods that we are eating these days, and whether we can get away from it or not. Our liver and our gallbladder need so much love. They have so many jobs. So this helps to break down the gallstones. It helps to break down and release the glutathione. Glutathione is a great precursor to any kind of recovery, health and wellness, and liver function.
Rather than take questions, we're going to hold those until after. We'll make sure that we're in the foyer so you can ask us any questions, okay? Just really quickly, we're going to go through this. I think we're on time.
I think we are on time.
We could...
Is that possible?
We could keep...
Let's keep talking.
Okay. Here we go. 1 serving of AO zymes. If you were to just compare amylase and invertase, 2 of the 17 high-frequency zymes that are in the product, a typical place where it's a pretty good place to get some healthy enzymes is in honey, local.
But can you imagine eating 16 jars of honey?
But I wouldn't want to eat 16 jars to get the enzymes that I need.
Back to that
there is a
sauerkraut.
lot of fructose in there. And then as you look at, sauerkraut and some of the fermented foods out there that do have enzymatic functions, you'd have to consume a lot of sauerkraut as well. So there's a very quick summary of everything that's in AO zymes. $32, 24 points, $1.30 a day, all those really nice benefits.
You guys, I'll tell you, after owning a wellness center, it's a really good price. Especially for the quality. I made sure it was quality. Jake tried to make it not be quality, but just kidding.
That is not true.
I know, I'm kidding.
I only know one way. High
It was
quality,
a team effort.
premium
It
stuff.
was a team effort. I could not imagine anything without him.
Okay, this is a question. You'll see that there's some unusual numbers next to each of the enzymes. They're measured in these really cool activity level markers. They're not measured by weight, which is typical for a nutritional facts panel or a supplement facts panel. And so you're going to see things like HUTs, DUs, FIPs, LUs. This is following the Food Chemical Codex standards. And so if you have more questions about that, you can research it, you can ask us questions about it, but just wanted to point that out, that the label is going to look a little bit different than you're used to. In addition to scanning and optimizing every day, there's something that's so crucial, so critical, that we watch and monitor and then constantly nourish. And that really is the gut. If the gut is healthy and happy with the right endogenous and exogenous enzymes, the foods that we get, and then the pancreas is constantly producing those enzymes. If we're getting adequate amounts of water throughout the day, super, super important to drink lots of water with these products, and we have a healthy microbiome in our gut, the brain and how it connects to the rest of our cells makes our day healthier, happier. And so this is foundational to everything that we're doing. We're truly excited to bring these and more products to you.
Yeah, and we've all heard that all disease starts in the gut. So now we have the power to help uplift, up-level our gut. We can use our collagen with these products. It's incredible.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone.